social circle game, in my opinion, is something that every guy should be doing. I compare it to zone two cardio, where they've done interviews with Olympic athletes that train super hard, but what they found is they don't go super hard every single night, every single day that they train. Sometimes they just do moderate cardio, right? So for guys that have lots of approach anxiety or can't go out 4 nights a week doing a dozen sets a night, which is what Mystery, proposes, the newbie mission, right? 4 nights a week, 12 sets a night for 4 years. That's a tall order for most guys. But can you go out and socialize a couple nights a week? Take a little bit of the pressure off of direct game and even the idea of game. And as Michael was talking about, can you be a value connector? I got the definition of value arbitrage. I've never heard that term before. But yeah, I think that social circle game is effective in and of itself, you know, but it's also a great way to just get out there, stay in the game, consistency.
Yeah, no, look, the zone two thing, I agree with that, man. That's a great analogy. The other thing is, when there's certain investments you can make in some businesses and they make money for you while you sleep. Social circle game begins with fixing social media. Social circle game begins with fixing and perfecting your social media. When you perfect your social media, it gains status for you while you sleep. Just like if I own an investment, it makes money for me while I sleep. When you fix your social media, it gains status for you while you sleep.
Mm.
100% can attest to that because even just uploading one Instagram reel per week, which is currently what I've been doing since November last year. The one I posted last week, I posted one reel last week, one thing on Instagram, and it gave me nearly 100 followers, new followers, even though I still got a pretty low following. But I every Sunday I track my numbers. I track how many Facebook followers I have, Instagram followers, many other things, like at least a dozen things maybe. And just that one week, I got the biggest growth of followers in the 7 day period than I have seen in a long time. Even though I have other reels from a few weeks back or a few months back that got hundreds of thousands more views than that one particular reel. So comparing that to what I was previously doing with Instagram, I was getting very little return. So yeah, 100% agree on fixing your Instagram. Even though I still got a long way to go, admittedly, but just this one little change, just posting one per week, which isn't enough, I admit, is still one step in the right direction. I still got a lot more work to do.
Well, circling back to what Michael was saying about Instagram, one of the things about that is when you have a very curated Instagram about showcasing your lifestyle, your personality, your friendships, it creates a safety factor. Like I've had girls that I've never talked to just like hit me up. It's like you seem nice. You've got this lifestyle, you got these friends, blah blah blah, and then they're completely willing to meet up. Like the only time you ever talked was just
Yeah,
in the
there's no
DM.
fear.
That's it. It's like no
Yeah, it's
fear.
crazy. I
Yeah.
literally just had this former playmate today. You're way out of my league. She's like saying this to me, and I'm like, bro, and I'm like, no, 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 it's not like that at all. Like, for sure, let's hang out. But it's so crazy that happens. Why does that happen? Is because of the pre-selection that I show on my social media.
Hey, like I think a lot of guys who I agree fully with the ideas of letting social media work passively in the background for you.
Oh,
But
no, I don't need to.
I also think there's a lot of guys who they're not involved there yet and they want to know what can I do tonight when I'm out. And yeah, so definitely get social media figured out. But we talk about merging sets, like being social in that sense of like you're meeting this person, you're meeting this person, or you're meeting this person, let's go introduce them to somebody else and be like a connector, like you said.
Yeah.
And, and
So
and
the
having
three
and
parts.
having something public and social to do, like you're also mentioning you're running all sorts of events. But for me,
Yeah.
I would just be oftentimes like you can just approach a group of girls, for instance, like in a walking street or a big city and say, hey, have you ever been to this place right across the street? I go there every first Sunday. Come grab a drink sometime. I'll be sitting right there. And when I was at university, I had done this for 6 years where I every first Sunday of the month, I was sitting in this one spot with my boys, and it was like a boys' day drinking day. and it was just about us, but so many girls would show up because we just invited everybody, and it was just about having fun. It wasn't a date. So I think guys who are wondering, like, how do I start to build a social circle? Having an event that's like routine is huge. And then like when you're out, being able to introduce one person to another is also very big.
Yeah, the value arbitrage means connector, suggester, content creator. So yeah, you would be connecting people, suggesting where else they go, and other places. Like a lot of times, the way to move the set to like another location is you're suggesting, hey, we're going to go to Peppermill and eat, or let's go have the wings at the Rhino or something like that. And then it's like, hey, let's go back to my place, you know. And then content creator, like I said, like the videos and the pictures of the event are more important than the event. It's just a function of 2024, man. The video and pictures that prove that women comply with you and love being around you are more important than whether or not they actually do. That's the point that we've gotten to now. The only thing I will say, though, is trying to throw events, which is obviously what I teach in my program. It's 100x more effective if you have good social media to get girls to show up. And the more attractive the women are, the more they are attuned to social cues, and the more they are going to look at your social media to see if those cues exist, which is why it's so important that you curate and fix and perfect your social media. The candid shots, the lifestyle shots, candid shots, and pre-selection shots in the right ratio are so incredibly important in order to do that. And you'll know you're doing it right when your ex-girlfriend who broke up with you hits you up and being like, hey, I don't like that you're posting this stuff. You've changed. That's when you know you're starting to do it right.
It's that level of clout game, right? There's always, the in-person game, the different styles here, like social media has that added element of being able to, as Michael was saying, run very like passive attraction, right? Like passive income.
For sure. Yeah.
It's your dating CV. It's always there. Girls might be looking at your stories, hitting you up, so.
JT, it's funny. There's these two girls I was friends. I was sleeping with one of them. The other one, she's come on my podcast recently, and they don't like each other anymore. And the second one, she comes to me and she goes, you know that girl that my friend, she's this tall blonde with blue eyes, huge fake, but she goes, the only reason she was sleeping with you was because of clout. And I remember saying to her, like, do you think I give a fuck? Like,
no, even better,
like,
Mike.
The only reason
better,
she
Michael,
was
you're like,
is
exactly. Even better, you're like, exactly.
I was like, she didn't genuinely desire you. She was just sleeping with you because of clout. Yeah. She's like, she's just sleeping with you because you knew a bunch of other girls that she could film with. And I was like,
what's the difference?
You think I give a fuck? It's almost like her saying she only was having sex with you because you're good in bed. That's the only reason. She didn't really like you. I was like, that's the greatest shit I've ever heard in my life. She's only sleeping with you because you have the best parties. That's the only reason. I was like, you think I give a fuck?
She's just using you for your penis, Michael.
Yeah, it's like, do you think I give a fuck? Like, oh my God, that's the funniest shit I ever heard, dude. Oh my God. Hilarious, bro. That was hilarious. When she said, I
think you froze
pretty
again.
Pretty epic. Michael came on in the Uber ride. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I just left the pod. I was going to do this whole show, but I had a podcast scheduled for right now. Take care, brother.